Hello, everybody. We are back with another of the Caramel campaign. The Oddities have returned. So, a couple things before we get into it. You'll notice once again the cameras have changed order because it reset again. Don't know what's causing it. We sent in a ticket, but
On the bright side, Gavin's gotten really fast at it.
yeah, I hate that I have. But we were gonna have to readjust the cameras anyway because Zoom did an update, and so all the
Oh yeah, that's
cameras
right.
are spaced and look different. So, but I have to rebuild
Keeps
the
you on your
Paragons.
toes.
I have to rebuild the Paragon stuff from scratch again. Hooray!
Yay!
We could probably do that this weekend at some point, but
It's fine. We
yeah.
got this.
Yeah. And then also, I know there wasn't one last time, and there won't be one this time at the moment, but Aurora Expounded is once again put on hold temporarily while I am finishing out a few things for a big project that we are not announcing quite yet, but I'm working on the most time consuming and hardest part of it. So once it's done, I'll have much more time to dedicate to Aurora Expounded because the rest of it, comparatively, is going to be much easier and much more. I could be much more flippant with it, so to speak. I don't know if that's the right word, but
Well, you use that because there's a lot of figurative dance in the new project.
yes, a lot of interpretive dance. So,
Yeah, interpretive, not figurative.
Yeah,
Very different.
I'm dancing. I'm just sitting there. I'm dancing.
That's way better.
I'm dancing figuratively.
Is that like those poem slams? Is that basically what that is?
I'm dancing in concept.
Oh my
In
gosh.
theory.
Just close your eyes and imagine.
Uh,
Step, 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 step,
um,
step.
Wow. Amazing.
beautiful. Beautiful. Well, but yeah, I think that is everything. So let's go ahead and roll that intro. So, last time on the Oddities campaign, the Oddities were taking an airship to the city of Rimeveil. And they met an individual by the name of Makarov, a drunken, belligerent brawler that Pax seemed to have taken a liking to. But it seemed that some of the passengers did not have the best intentions in mind and proceeded to work their way back to front to rob the rest of the airship before jumping off. However, the Oddity stepped up to put a stop to it, and in an admittedly overtuned fight, because I'm not used to having only 4 players, without a healer, by the way. This is the very first campaign I've ever had that. If it was the Paragon at level 3, it would have been fine.
Yeah, we would have been so fine.
The
But-
healing and the
Oh,
AoE.
healers? Yeah.
Yeah.
The healers and the AoE.
Yeah,
That's what
because
would've
it's
done
like
it.
technically Pax can heal, but it's with his action.
I'm the only one, yeah.
Yeah, and it's
So
very
I'll
limited.
finish up the summary. All it was is we got absolutely wrecked.
So you know, put up a really good fight, but we're only able to you were able to take down most of them. However, Makarov came in with the assist at the end to help. And so, Badger being the only one standing
For once.
for once,
How the turntables.
the other passengers, after kind of recollecting their stuff from the thieves, help you and help the others. So the rest of you will awaken in your cabins, your wounds tended to. Your wounds having been tended to. And you awaken in your rooms in peace.
And
It's
then pieces.
Yes. Same brain
You
cell.
are
Oh my gosh.
You are in a quite considerable amount of pain, but you guys can go ahead and take a short rest.
Okay. That's all right.
So, I was at death saving throws. What do I do with? I just do the dice to heal.
Yep, you can do roll your hit dice to heal.
Nice.
Oh, Andrew didn't adjust my hit dice. Okay, so it was down to...
23.
go.
And so you roll up to your amount of hit dice.
Yeah, if you click the short rest, there's little tick boxes that you can click.
Let's see, short rest. Where is that? I'm looking on the...
It's
right next to the long
left.
rest.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
to
it's
the
the
left
it's
of the
the
long
fork
rest.
and knife.
It's a campfire.
That is not the what I wanted to go for.
No, campfire's the long rest.
That's
Are
short
you,
rest. Long
Are
rest
you
is
on
the moon.
you're not on D&D Beyond?
Oh no, I'm on Foundry Tabletop.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's no.
Yeah, we were doing it on
There's
D&D
no
Beyond.
rest. There's no rest programming on there yet. I have to find a,
Yeah.
Boom.
a
No, I got it.
module.
Yeah,
Oh.
there's. I just did it.
Oh, then that must
Yeah,
be.
you-
They must
click
have
on the-
added it.
You click on the fork and knife. It says short rest. The one to the right is long rest, and then
Oh.
special traits.
Oh, okay.
I did it. I
Yeah, that
rolled all
must have
three
been
of mine.
added in.
I'm
in
at
the-
full health. Woohoo!
Nice. That must have been added at the most recent update. Cool.
I'm not.
So yeah, but there is
I had to
pain.
use all my hit die.
I only used one. I'm no
Badger,
longer in
upon
single
upon
digits.
the party members being helped back to their thing after their wounds being tended to. What would you have just gone in after that they were taken care of to like take a nap? What would you have done while the rest of them were out?
While they were out,
Yeah.
well, I would definitely be going through the clothes of all the bodies of the pirates.
So a lot of it is their stolen stuff, the stuff that the passengers would they took from the passengers.
Okay.
And so would you let them reclaim their stuff, or would you try to take some of it for yourself?
I would let them reclaim their stuff. I'm not too worried
Okay.
about that, but just if they have any potions on them, because since I know the guy
Yes,
had the featherfall, and then also their weapons.
you
Come on,
find-
those are some nice weapons.
Yeah, you find 3 more potions of the Featherfall.
Okay.
There's not really any pressure kind of here. And even the security team, after finally coming to, the security team took a beating as well before they made it to the deck that you were on.
Okay.
They kind of just let you have it and stuff. In fact, you'll actually have some merchants on board will actually appraise some of the loot that you pull up. So let me just do a quick count. So they all had scimitars. They all use scimitars and daggers. So you managed to find 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You managed to find 7 nicely crafted scimitars.
Nice.
and then which are, they're well made, but they're used, so they're not like extremely valuable, but you could get a bit of coin for them. However, the pirate lord has his scimitar is much more ornate in fashion. It's got kind of this brass coloring to it. The blade is engraved, and it has a ruby encrusted on the pommel.
Ooh, fancy.
And then there's also 3 just standard daggers.
Didn't he have a longsword too? Because he was hitting me.
Oh,
with
sorry.
1d8
Yeah, it wasn't a
times
scimitar. It was a long sword with
So
the
would you
brass
say that
coloring.
would be more uncommon than common with the ruby on there?
Probably.
Sorry,
Yeah.
it gives me
Visually,
6
at
categories as I'm creating these items in my backpack: common, uncommon, rare, very rare, legendary, and artifact.
You could
An
just
artifact.
I would just say do like I would just say like do like a normal one, and then in your inventory you can rename it.
Okay.
It's a saber of light, actually.
Actually,
So this is the longsword you said?
Yes, it is a longsword.
Longsword. I'm just gonna put longsword with ruby. It's not like I'm gonna
Yep.
be using
Nothing too big. It's just a +5. You know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
+5 Vorpal.
it crits on a hit.
auto crit.
Yeah.
Also, it has auto aim too. So
Yeah.
It makes
And
me
then-
invincible, and
I can fly with it too.
you also become the dungeon master because I quit.
How many of the
Turns out-
regular scimitars did you say?
7.
And then
no,
one
you
nice one.
think it does that,
Yep.
but there's actually just a lace spike on the
you
handle
also-
that gives you LSD.
And then you said 3 daggers.
3 daggers, and as well as 3 light crossbows.
Oh man, I can't even keep up with this.
Yeah, I mean that's the weapons that they have.
Okay, nice. I like that. I like it.
it's your own fault for wanting them.
Yeah, so basically,
This is your greed.
I
so
can carry 'em,
basically,
who cares?
yeah.
How many crossbows again?
3
That's true.
3 light crossbows. Okay.
with an extra 25 bolts.
Woo. Okay. Nice.
All right. And so basically your party members are taken care of. You guide them to the cabin, come out, and start looting.
As you're just
And,
bleeding.
and during this whole time, Badger, every passenger that was on there that was witness, and even the ones that weren't on the deck, are coming up and thanking you as you're rifling through these corpses. And some are even offering to help you. Just like, did you get this one yet? And they're holding up the lifeless body. Just like, yeah, this one's this one looks
Promising.
yeah, this one looks promising. Oh, there's a potion in this one here, and they're kind of handing it.
And then just throwing the bodies overboard.
Yes. When they are done with the bodies, they just callously throw them
There's just a
overboard.
nice little trail of
Yeah,
bodies.
I love that idea. Yeah.
Now the thing is given the level of danger, and this is worldwide, the level of danger worldwide, death is such a relatively common occurrence that
Nobody's phased.
people aren't like freaking out that they're seeing. Maybe they're, if there's kids on board, they're shielding their children from it and things like that. But it's like,
Meh,
you're probably
this is just-
you're probably going to in your life, even if you live the most mundane life, you never leave your city, you're probably going to at least know somebody or heard of somebody in the immediate area that got killed by a monster or bandits. That's just the nature of the world.
So this is just a regular Tuesday.
It's why these airships. This is why these airships exist, is to avoid the bandits.
Yes, yeah, that is. you say that it's kind of funny, but no, that is the exact reason.
That's exactly why I said it. I'm repeating what you told us.
Yeah,
Fly the skies with pirate air. Wait a second. You should have.
Yeah. So,
Spirit, but
Um,
pirate.
so eventually, and then after looting, are you gonna go and crash and take a nap?
Oh, definitely. Yep. Just,
So So the three of you wake up wounded in pain, but all your wounds have been treated and bandaged. Luckily, Pax, your wounds can also be treated conventionally, given your advanced advanced enchantments on the stone that makes up your body. So normal bandages also have enough work on you, and you do heal over time. And you see, as you awake, you see that Badger is snoring away with a massive bundle of weapons.
Is he like draped on top?
Yeah, like a massive bundle of weapons just probably set aside by his pack. Just all these scimitars, the jewel encrusted longsword, the crossbows and stuff. And
I already know what I'm gonna do with them too.
yeah. And so you are still in your bed. You look out the window. The ship is still sailing smoothly. And you check on your persons. You have all your items and gold still.
Pax lays back, kind of like still feeling defeated, stupid for going down.
Well,
It's
this
the
is
first-
what the afterlife looks like.
Pretty crappy, isn't it, Reikos?
It's shitty.
This is, if this is one of the afterlives, I don't want to be here. I'll sit up in bed.
Oh. Yeah, I just imagine just bandages all over the place on Reikos. Reikos took a freaking beating during that
He
fight.
did. He so did.
So he is just covered in bandages. And he's just like, oh. I think I might go back to sleep.
Dude, I'll get some food for us and I'll be right back.
I'm gonna turn back over and go back to sleep.
So as you go out, the halls are relatively empty. Seems that you're given your space, but as you make it to the cafeteria, you are actually like you as you walk in, it is crowded in there. And there's like a brief moment of silence as you walk in. And then slowly an applause starts to go as all these random citizens just start cheering for you. And some of them come up to like give you a pat on the shoulder, like shake your hand, thank you, and all that kind of all those and just offer words of like thanks and encouragement. And like compliment your, like they saw you cast magic and it was like super cool. Some will comment on your appearance, just like, hey, some will make bad jokes that you probably heard 100 times before. Just like, yeah, you must be kind of built different, huh? And it's
Pax takes it in stride. Pax looks like he's come home to welcome parties and stuff like that hundreds of times before. So he's just that dude that's like, yeah, thank you, still like hurt. So he's like like weaving his way through the crowd over to the food, where as he's talking with everybody else, he's kind of making 4 different plates.
Well, I feel like Ghost would already be in there making her own plate.
Ghost is
and
already in there.
She's already in there, and she's filing her own plate, and she doesn't seem like she's hurt at all. She's just chilling, just casually picking out what she wants. And before she tried everything, but now that she knows what she likes and doesn't like, her plate is mainly consisting of meat and pastries.
And meat pastries.
And meat pastries.
Exactly.
Yes.
I
Meat
hold up the
pastries.
meat pie.
Exactly.
And
Ooh,
as
some
Badger's
shepherd's
going-
pie. Ooh.
As Badger's going over to grab food and people are talking and whatnot, he just, says a little bit above a talking tone, not yelling it and everything, like, Hey, Rakos, aren't you glad I didn't blow anybody up this time?
Rakos is asleep.
Oh, I'm
buddy.
asleep.
Oh, yeah, or Pax. I meant Pax. No, just kind of joking. Wink, wink. Aren't you
gonna,
glad I
like,
didn't blow
pat my
up
head,
any
be like-
civilians this time?
No horns, do I?
Sorry,
I feel like we
got
look
you two
really
mixed up.
different, bud.
Anyway.
With that, I'm gonna hand him 2 of the plates and then walk back to the room and set the. I'm going to be really quiet about it and set the plate down on the table. And I will go up to the deck to eat and just think.
Yeah, Ghost is going up to the deck as well because there are way too many people in the cafeteria. And she just kind of like sits against the railing and just eats. Wanky.
All
I
right.
think eventually I would wake up and then see that there and just, oh. And you just like wolf it down entirely and then just like sit there for a moment and just bed, more food, more sleep.
Me.
I'm hungry.
That's just me as a player in general.
So he just kind of weighs this in his mind and eventually he decides, I want more food.
And
Defeat.
as you guys kind of start going, there's going to be a gentle knock at the door, just you see one of the crew members there. One you haven't quite seen yet. You assume that maybe he is one of the people that work on the lower decks, maybe one of the engineers, or maybe someone's up in the cabin. But he's wearing the blue and white uniform, and he's just like, "Sorry to disturb you. At your earliest convenience, the captain would like to have a word with you on the bridge. It doesn't have to be immediately. Just before you disembark, we will be landing within the next few hours."
Sounds good. Now, is this for me specifically or for me and my group?
You and the group, the whole group.
Ah. Well, I'm starving, so I'm gonna go get some food and then I'll get the others.
Yes, well, the captain will not be leaving the bridge anytime soon, so just at your earliest convenience.
Sounds good.
And he gives you a nod and moves away.
Make my way to the buffet.
And just like Ghost and Pax, you are greeted with hearty things. People are going and like getting you drinks and stuff like that. And
I will take all of them happily.
And not drinks from the thing, like they're handing you like drinks from their own stocks, like some merchant supplies. Yeah.
Ooh.
Nice.
I'm just so thankful. Oh, this one's lovely. What is this one?
That's some moonshine.
Don't you bring Chuck into this. Don't you bring.
It goes down quite nicely.
I'll show you guys a cool trick with this.
It tastes like it tastes like a dog's been drinking out of it, though.
Sorry, that was me. And Lux
The
gets a
Luperian,
mouthful of it.
Luperian merchant is taken aback. I'm just kidding.
Lux takes a shot of it, and he doesn't drink it. He swishes it in his mouth until it vaporizes, and he breathes it in.
Oh.
That's how you do moonshine.
Are you sure it's just not
Vape
rubbing
moonshine.
alcohol?
Moonshine's stronger than rubbing alcohol.
So
100 proof.
So as you you go, you each get your food. You're feeling much better. You have found that that Makarov was also given a bunch of drinks, and he has drunk himself into a drunken coma and has passed out at the corner of the buffet, surrounded by, not exaggerating, several dozen empty bottles.
Good
and
for
just
him.
snoring loudly.
Nice.
I'm gonna take one of the bottles that we would have been given, and without even waking him up, I'm gonna go set it next to his hand and just set it there, just as a thank you.
Like a quiet thank you note.
Yes, here you go.
He like doesn't even fully wake up, but he kind of like grasps at it and
Sleep drinking. He could literally kill you in his sleep.
yep.
I love it.
Yeah, so after a while in there, I think I would eat in the cafeteria with the people, kind of indulge them a little bit, strike up conversations with them, answer any questions they have. But
Yeah, as they're going, they'll be asking you things like, "Where did you learn to fight?" All that kind of stuff. What do those runes mean? How did you get so big?
How did you get so beefy?
Yeah.
do you want me to explain it or just say that I explained it?
You don't have to explain it right now. I'm just like doing this for more kind of building. And then, they kind of introduce themselves as you notice that a lot of them are merchants, which is why they're flying, and apparently the reason why is there's a merchants gathering happening in Rimeveil. And it's called So there's an event happening in Rimeveil. Just something that a few people started, and then each year more. So it's not really an official holiday, but each year more and more merchants just kind of go on, and there's like different major merchants that host it each time, different major like parties or things like that host it each time. So it's in a different city each time, but it's like
Merchant Con.
Yeah. For lack of a better term, it's basically Merchant Con.
I didn't get a costume.
Is it invite only, or can anybody go?
It is to like set up a stall. It's invite only, but anybody can come out and buy stuff from the merchants and everything. Oh my gosh, that's what it's called. It's called the Traders Convergence.
Nice. Well, I'm gonna try and investigate who they know, since we already know that there aren't any like alchemist type merchants on this ship. I'm gonna try and investigate and see who they know that's going to be there that would have, alchemist supplies, things like that, so that we can be ready to stock up on potions as soon as we land.
Mm-hmm. Because we use almost our whole stock.
Yes. So they don't know. They seem that they don't know that this merchant personally, but they do know of an alchemist shop. It is called the Snowleaf.
Nice.
Yeah, it's called the Snowleaf Alchemy Shop. However, the what you do learn is the event is being hosted. The host of the event is an incredibly wealthy merchant, kind of the kind with a finger in every pie kind of a deal, known as
Gross. Finger pie.
Thumb.
Siva Axelton. And that's SI'VA Axelton.
Siva.
Yep, Siva.
Nice.
Eva Axelton. And that's the owner. That's the merchant of the Snowleaf Alchemy Shop.
No, he's the one hosting the event.
Oh.
So he's the one that basically sent out all the invitations.
Eva Axelton. And what's kind of the actually, I'd rather talk in character. So, what's I guess the point of the merge con? Other than just a trade, is there a general point as to why everyone is gathering?
Talking with a, I would say the one that you'd probably see the most liking to is, an owner of an ore mine, and, who's also on his way, and he'll kind of be like, oh, well, I mean, yes, a lot of it is, going in, buying and selling stuff, but, usually during the event, a lot of us will go and make some business, trade deals, things like that, make investments, talk about certain new startups, things like that, and so it's basically, I mean, it's just an excuse for us all to get together and do business with each other. It's like a party, but, we're all there to make money in the end.
Well, on that note, I am quite a well-known blacksmith from my tribe, from the Rookwind tribe down south. Do any of you need any blacksmithing services? Or know of anyone who might be a good person to make a deal with in that regard?
Oh yeah, well my expertise, you're gonna want to talk to Thronar Red Storm. Yes, yes, he's he usually buys his ores for me. He's probably my biggest client. He's originally from Trustlid, but he moved over here some time ago, and well, he's been in the blacksmithing business. He actually owns that. He actually owns kind of a more private special order forge somewhere in the mountains. Not really sure where, but he usually makes the trek down to the city every once in a while.
So he's going to be here at this event?
I know he was sent an invitation. I don't know if he's coming.
Well, if you see me walking around and I look lost, could you point me in the right direction to him?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Perfect. Also, my friend here, he is quite handy with stonework. Do you know of any well-known businessmen who might be good for connections in that regard as well?
Oh, truth be told, this is my first time ever attending. The only reason I got an invitation is my connection with Thronar. So I'm a bit new to this myself, but I mean, there's all kinds of trades, businessmen, suppliers, craftsmen, artists. So I mean, it's going to be a bit of everything. So I'm sure someone there will fit that bill.
And what was your name again?
Nigel Ingram.
Well, it is a pleasure to meet your acquaintance.
And you as well. And, I feel rude for not asking. Your name was?
Reiko Ironhoof.
Reiko Ironhoof. All right. Well, if the Rookwind tribe needs any extra ore supplies, I got plenty in stock. I sell in bulk, so.
I mean, we always do. I mean, we have rich supply for certain metals, but it doesn't hurt to get supply elsewhere. And if we make connections, that's not a bad idea. If you ever find yourself down that way, just find it's hard to miss, Ironhoof Smithing. My father is there currently. His name is Rojan.
Oh, all right. Yeah, I'll probably send one of my delivery guys out there to at least introduce us. But yeah, what metals do you normally work with? I own 3 mines. The most The biggest one is an iron mine, but we have also claimed ownership over both a silver and a gold mine.
We mainly work with iron and we do refine it into steel, but that's pretty much all we work with around there.
All right. Well, I'll investigate that. Thank you for the opportunity, sir.
You as well. And then with that, I assume you two are still out on the deck, right?
Mm-hmm.
At that point, Ghost would have like taken the rest of her plate of food and taken it down to Ivor.
Which he's just like, oh, thank you. Oh, you look like shit.
Well, we kind of had a run-in with some bandits, but we're fine now.
Oh,
Mostly. Next time I'm definitely bringing you with me.
oh, you want me to fight bandits?
That would be nice, yes.
I'll give him the gore 1-2, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah, I would have
Turn
helped, but I
around.
was like asleep.
Yeah, fair enough. We'll see what you're made of,
It's really,
yes?
really warm down here.
If you want to come up top, you can.
Oh, really? Yeah. And he'll turn himself invisible and like perch himself on your shoulder.
Yeah, and then she'll just like go back up. With the plate of food, of course. So he can eat on the way.
You just see occasionally just like one piece of food is just invisible.
Or it's the classic floating and gets bites out of it.
Yep.
Yeah, she'll come back up once she's done with that.
All right.
Well, I didn't say it to. And are you in on the deck with Pax, or are you in
Mhm.
with us? Okay, cool. Lux, I believe we should go find the others.
I'm up towards the bow of the ship. I've taken off my armor, my chest plate, and I'm sitting there. I'm sitting there swinging my sword real slow and focusing on each strike.
As I'm walking up, I don't interrupt you for a while. I just kind of watch for a minute, and then I just comment, "Nice form you have there."
Hmm?
I said, "Nice form."
Oh, thanks. I've done these moves for a long time.
Yeah, I should probably resume mine as well. My father used to make me wake up every morning to do the various stances and forms, and as soon as I moved out, I stopped. But let me tell you, I am feeling so sore after these fights that we've been having. I am not as young as I used to be.
Fair. My father made me do the same, and I've kept at it every morning. If you ever wonder where I've disappeared to, it's probably swinging my sword in the morning.
But you definitely have more discipline than me, that's for sure.
Hey, not everybody needs discipline. Sometimes you just need a big hammer.
And sometimes you need the last meat muffin. Here you go.
I'll take it and be like, thanks. Scarf it down.
Well, as I was leaving my room, I did want to eat first, but a small man came up to me and said that the captain wants to meet with us. He's on the bridge.
He was a small man, you say?
Yes.
Didn't look that small to me.
Lux, I'm pretty sure everything looks a little bit bigger to you.
Is that a short person joke?
Yes.
No, I'm just saying.
When it rains, I'm the last to know.
Don't worry, I'll give you a heads up.
Okay.
That's good.
Well, let's go see the captain, I guess.
All right. So, as you so you kind of follow the up a couple flights of stairs into this cabin that's overlooking the dock area that you were just on, and there is a sealed door with security standing, and seeing you approach, he kind of gives a nod, opens the door that slides into the wall, just like, Captain, that group has arrived, and then he gestures for you to go in.
Ladies first. I put my hand up, make sure nobody else goes, and I let go.
All right. I won't say no. She'll walk in.
And I step quickly behind her.
So you see this really tall chair. It's like kind of like this 3-tiered thing where you see a bunch of people working at different controls. There's like different pressure valves and everything. Compasses. And so there's probably like maybe 12 to 15 people here working at different little stations. And you see this chair in front that is raised up to about your eye level, Reikos. But you don't see any legs dangling from it. And the chair swivels around. And you see this pristine blue uniform with gold trim, gold buttons, a flat hat, and just this white sideburns that go out into a mutton chop mustache. Big old mutton chops, clean shaven chin of this grizzled looking gnome. And he goes and he stands up on his chair and gives a salute. That was damn good fighting on there.
Thank you.
Well, welcome to the bridge. And I thank you for being on my ship to help when my security team couldn't handle it.
Lucky timing, I guess.
Where were they, by the way?
Most of them were unconscious.
Oh, okay. As long as they weren't... Was anybody killed?
Thankfully, no.
It's good to hear.
Just the ones that we killed.
I'm guessing the guy that helped us helped knock them out. Come help us.
But to introduce myself, I am Captain Grisbolt. And after your actions earlier today, we have, well, the passengers put together a little something for you. They call it a gift basket, as it were. And he looks to the side and you see a couple crew members lift over this big crate that is probably like probably a good like 5 foot by 5 foot crate. Ooh. And they just they place it down. They place it down and the top is off. And you can just see there's just an assortment of random goods in there.
Sweet.
Yes.
Dibs!
It's just a bunch of Twinkies, that's it.
Dibs!
It's a bunch of lemons.
When life gives you lemons, you make lemonade.
What's the lemonade though?
Delicious.
Ghost will kind of like step up and just like kind of carefully rifle through everything a little bit just to see what's there.
So you find a couple paintings. Yeah, there's a couple paintings in there. There's also just like a few like different like trade goods and produce. There's like 5 pounds of ginger in there.
Ooh.
There's
for
a
packs.
Potion of fire breath. Oh.
There is actually.
Oh, just hand soap. That's all that is.
Yeah. There is actually a 2 pounds of saffron, 2 square yards of silk.
expensive.
2 square yards of silk and a pound of solid gold.
Yo.
Oh.
That's like a pound. Yes, like,
Yeah, that's
it's a gold
still a
nugget.
lot, though.
Yeah,
So-
yeah. Oh, yeah. No,
so-
I'm not complaining.
So to put it in
For me, that's huge.
yeah. So
Yeah.
so the pound of gold is worth worth 50 gold. The saffron is worth 15 gold a pound, so a total of 30 with the 2 pounds you got. The square yard of silk is worth 10 gold a square yard, so that's another 20 gold. The paintings are not appraised, so you don't know their thing. And then the 5 pounds it's a gold per pound for ginger, so just a bunch of like produce and stuff.
Yeah, Ghost will definitely eye the silk, but she'll like lift one of the paintings and she'll like examine it and then like look to Pax and be like, "My son would love this."
I pick up the gold nugget and just say, there is potential here.
I could possibly make something with that.
So could I. Yeah, I think, but how about we don't worry about selling it, just see if there's something we can use it for later on, I would say.
I do have plans for the silver ingot that I have, and perhaps I could incorporate the gold into it as well.
And I got a nice ruby while you were sleeping.
Nice. Oh yes, I was eyeing that stash of weapons. That longsword that the mean leader had. Was it magical in nature? Because he seemed to be hitting me much harder than the rest.
Okay. I will use one of my level 1 spells and I will cast.
I mean, we're not there yet. It's
No, we're
it's
not
still
there
in the
yet.
room.
Did I say that I put it down?
I mean, no.
No,
Are
they're
you
all in my
carrying-
backpack.
yeah, are you carrying
I can carry all of them
everything
in
with
my
you?
Yeah.
bag. Yeah. I'm carrying everything.
Like logically, I'm just trying to figure out how that makes any sense.
I don't know. No.
It
No,
doesn't.
But I would definitely be holding on to that sword because I'm
The nice one.
admiring the ruby because I don't even care about the sword. I'm looking at the stone. Like I'm debating, do I sell this sword and take out the ruby before I sell it? But you bring up a good point that I would definitely try identify it, cast identify, and did you say that if I do it as a ritual, it doesn't cost us?
Yeah, it just takes
1
like,
minute.
10
10
minutes.
Oh, 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Well,
we have
when we get
time.
back, we can. I mean, probably not in the cabin's quarters, but yeah, let's go and inspect this a little bit further.
Well, yes. Well, this is all this is for you as a sign of thanks, and so they came to me and wanted me to present it to you.
Well, we appreciate it. We are the Oddities, by the way. That is our adventuring party's name.
Right. Well, I'm sure if we're ever robbed in the sky again, I'll give you a shout.
Again? Hopefully not. But thank you for your hospitality. This has been wonderful.
Right. Now, thank you for
Anything else
your.
we can do for you? Oh, sorry.
Oh. Nope. That will be all. We will be landing within the hour.
Sounds good.
Very well.
Let's get back to our rooms and come up with a plan of what we want to do when we land.
Yeah, I think I'll just head back to the rooms then.
When did he say that this convention started?
It's like a week-long thing, and it starts in a few days.
Oh. Yeah, we don't have time to wait around a few days for that to start, do we?
Or do we?
Or do we?
Because we need crap.
Pax is like, no.
Yeah, we're going.
He's
No.
like, we should have just jumped. We would have been safer.
Pax has been really quiet.
I mean, Ghost is just watching the
Yeah.
others, so just she's letting them do all the talking, and other than the telling Pax her son would like that painting, she hasn't really said anything. Which she hasn't told either of you that she has a son.
Yeah, so she just dropped that bomb out of nowhere, and you guys just brushed right over it.
Yeah, pretty much. It's her business. It's not my business.
I was too focused on the gold.
No,
Which
I
is
heard it. Anyway,
awesome. Just inside being like, what?
No, I just went,
A little bit.
oh, okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
great. Good for you.
Lux would just think
Wow.
everybody's got families.
Sorry,
so-
we'll rewind. What?
Son of a.
I wasn't expecting a reaction. I just thought it was funny. The
That's my
reaction
reaction to
everyone.
everything. Son of a warlock.
He might have been.
But yeah. So yeah, head back to the room.
Mhm. Exactly.
You feel the ship begin to descend. That sudden change, that slight feeling of dropping. Till eventually you hear the of the hooks anchoring down onto the landing platform, and you feel the shift and turning, followed by the groan of the ship settling down on the landing platform.
Sorry. Quick question. Because this is all happening after the hour, right?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. So during that time.
It's,
when we
it's
get back
within the hour, yeah, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, just I cast I do the identify on the sword.
there is
Long
nothing
sword.
magical about it. It's just fancy.
He was just hitting really hard.
Good.
Somehow that makes me hate him more.
It was because of all of his little peons around him.
Yes, I know it was infuriating.
It's okay.
But you feel the ship come to a halt. And as you go down to the bottom to retrieve the carriage and the horses. And you are led out onto a ramp to a freezing afternoon. Snow falling from the sky. You stand on top of another large airship tower, but you see the rest of the city around you, a city of dark wood, very tall, thin buildings. Dark pine trees kind of dot around, and the city seems to not have too much rhyme or reason to it. It seems that the roads that you see around twist and wind. Welcome to Rimeveil.
Yay!
Sweet.
Woohoo.
Well, I think obviously we need to stay at least one night. I know that we are in a hurry, but I think we could all do with a good rest, and Pack could do with a good meal. But I think that we should possibly, as much as I hate saying it, split up looking for supplies, maybe 2 by 2, to get everything that we need before our trip. What do you guys think?
Well, the problem is we're definitely short on money.
Well, I plan on bartering some of the, as I don't know if I've got a bag or a bed sheet with me dragging all this.
I would say you probably wrapped it up in a bed sheet.
Yeah, I've got a few things to barter with. While you guys were sleeping, I borrowed a few items off of our fallen enemies, and I think we could find a few things.
And as far as the gifts from the crew, or not the crew, but the merchants on the ship, the passengers, should we just sell all of it, or?
Well,
Ghost, you said you wanted one for your son.
Just a painting, yes.
so sell the other one. Which one do you think he would like?
This one. And she'll...
The one on the right.
I mean,
Okay.
I know Darren also would enjoy the other one, but I don't mind just letting it go. It's not
So is your
something I
son a devil as well?
No, he's adopted.
Ah.
Goliath.
Like you, Reikos.
Oh, very nice. No, I'm not adopted.
I'm just messing with you.
Does he speak giant at all? Or was he too young when you adopted him?
He was 1, so
So he does not speak giant.
I wouldn't say that. I made sure he learned how. So he can speak it, yes.
So do you speak it?
No, I sent him to someone else to teach him.
I had a thought on how we should divvy up some of these.
Actually, I lied. I can speak giant. Yes, I taught
You
him. I can speak giant, yes. I'm sorry.
Lux stops talking as soon as she doesn't. No, and he doesn't want to interrupt you, so he thought you were done. He pauses.
No.
And then in giant, I'll talk to you and just say, how did you learn how to speak giant?
How did you learn?
Just out of curiosity. Oh, I do a lot of trade. I've done a lot of trade with the other tribe of Goliath. And it was practical to learn how. And it's like, I speak it, but it's very obvious it's not his first language. He's not fluent. It's like proficient, but it's obvious he's
Like
not
very
a native speaker.
accented, like
Mm.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
Like if someone from Texas trying to speak Spanish, basically.
Spanglish. Are you from Texas?
yeah, I'm from Texas and I can
Nice.
speak Spanish better than Andrew.
I'm just messing with you. I'm just messing with you.
That's funny.
Cuando quiero hablar en español, puedo hablar.
Yo quiero Taco Bell.
Bell.
So my plan, my thoughts. I would be very comfortable just with my background, selling the art and
Sorry, I read my notes wrong. That was for a different thing. It wasn't a ruby; it's a garnet
Sure.
on the hilt. Yeah.
Okay, I'll fix that. Either way, I'm gonna pop that out. I'm gonna keep the garnet.
Okay.
Are you sure we couldn't?
Well, it's like embedded. It's like forged into the sword, and
okay,
so like
that's fine.
like if you were to take it out, there would be like an obvious little divot of it missing, kind of a
That
thing.
makes sense. It wasn't like down at the very bottom of the hill, just like
Yeah.
clawed in or anything.
Yeah. It was like it's like you have the pommel and it's like embedded in the pommel, so it's like encircled.
It's meant to be one piece, basically. Okay.
Because I was gonna find a rock and polish up a stone and insert it down into the bottom, to show like it had probably been there, but that's fine. So I don't pop that out. But my thought is, I think, as far as weapons go, I'm not an expert in value and whatnot. How about Reikos and Reikos and Ghost? You go and sell the weapons, and Pax and I could go and sell some of the finer items. I like having my shield around me. But like the spices and the silk, I dealt with those in my everyday life all the time. I think I could get the best price out of those.
And you said we're keeping the gold nugget for now.
Yeah, I don't think we should sell that. I mean, as much as it's probably worth.
But we might have use for it, so.
But just in case, sorry, I need to look at the description of something really quick. how many items this covers. Okay, so I am going to cast Distort Value on the sword with the garnet.
How long does that last?
It lasts 8 hours.
Dang.
So,
Making it look rusty.
let's see. Let's see. You cast a spell on an object no more than 1 foot on a side. What does that mean? So would it not
So
work on
it's the longsword's too big.
Okay, I couldn't cast it on like the just the hilt of it. Like
It all
focus on the hilt.
it all counts as one object. So sadly,
Okay.
no.
So what's something that would be that we just collected that would be 1 foot on one? Or,
You could do the thing of silk,
That's a square
It don't look-
yard.
yeah, that's a square
Yeah, that's a
yard.
but
huge.
it's folded.
It is folded. Hey, it is folded.
Yeah, then they open it up and
Um,
one little square of it looks nice and the rest looks like crap.
Yeah.
All
Not-
you need is the
not
sample
really.
window.
Yeah, not really any of the things that you got, because it's like basically in bulk.
Okay. No, I'm looking at my my items that I found. Okay, so scimitar, dagger. That wouldn't be over a foot long, would it?
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah, the dagger would be
Uh,
small enough, probably.
Okay, so one of the 3 daggers. Wait, how many items does it cover? Sorry, I didn't see that.
Only
Is it
one.
one item.
Unless you upcast it.
I don't think you can upcast it.
Yes, you can.
Oh.
Increases the size of the object by 1 foot for each slot above level 1.
Oh, okay.
So
You could go up
if
to
I
2
use a
feet.
level 2, yeah. So I mean that 2 feet.
That's
I mean,
not
that
a
would be
long sword.
No.
No.
Long
2
sword.
feet?
Long swords are long.
Yeah, they're like 3.5 feet long.
Holy
a
crap!
long
That's a
sword would probably
bastard
be about
sword. What are you talking about?
probably be about 4 feet.
Okay.
They're thinner, but they're definitely long.
That's what she said. Okay. Let's see. Sorry. Okay.
Yeah, they're typically 39 to 55 inches long.
Oh, dang. Holy guacamole. So I either cast it on multiple daggers or... But that's all it does is double their value, and a dagger's not going to work very much anyway.
Right.
Ah, crud. Okay, if I see anything else, then...
You could always do it on a featherfall potion.
True, because I don't see us needing the potion. You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna cast it on. Wait, it doesn't require concentration, does it? No. Okay. I will cast it on 2 of them, so I'll use 2 slots. So I'm gonna cast Distort Value on 2 Featherfall potions. Does that work?
Yeah, that would work.
Okay, I suddenly thought I turned off my mic because you were all really quiet.
Yeah, no, sorry. I was looking up the price of it.
I was like, and I'm not on the screen, so I can't see if anybody's mouthing them. Okay, sorry.
Featherfall. Oh, that's not an item in there. At least I tried looking it up. Unless it's potion of.
Feather
No.
falling.
Yeah, I got one. Some guy found the most balanced price for it, so I got it.
Wait. All right. So we'll take the weapons and try and get them sold, and then meet up, I guess.
Okay.
Where should we meet up?
Well, let's go and secure a room, and we'll just meet back at our room. How about
Sounds
that?
good.
That way, we're not confused as to where we're spending the night.
Hmm.
So, I guess find a local guard or somebody who knows the city to find out where the. I guess how upscale do we want to skimp on the room, and just pay a little bit more for food and whatever and whatever supplies.
That would be fine.
Yeah, just a regular tavern. the bed.
As long as we have a place to sleep, I don't mind.
Okay. I mean, yeah. Okay, so let's do it.
All right. So after asking around and stuff, you are pointed in the direction of an inn called Hulda's Cabin.
Hulda?
Hulda. Hulda.
ULDA.
Hulda. Hulda the phone.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
In Rimeveil. Do they have a place where we can park the stable, or park our carriage as well?
Yeah, there's like a place off to the side where you see like horses and stuff tied up and stabled.
I guess bring it over there and then head inside.
All right, so as you head inside, it's immediate. The freezing outside is immediately offset by the this very cozy interior, and it's a very spacious building. You come into some hardwood floors. This big open concept area where in the center there is this massive, it's like one of those pyramid shaped fireplaces with the 4 openings on each side, and like a communal place to like sit around the fire. So there's people sitting around the fire, drinking, eating, tables all around. There is the place is pretty full of people. You see people running drinks back and forth to people. And in the back, you see another large fire. As the aroma hits you, just the smell of all these different drinks and roasting meats hitting your nose. And up on the in like the main back wall where you see the bar, you see a bunch of patrons sitting at the bar. There's a couple people working it, but you can pick out the one who's in charge, and it's this this dwarven woman with this golden hair that is tied back in a braid, and she is like shouting things to the chefs, shouting things to the bartenders, going talking to some of the patrons. She's very loud. Like, even in this crowded space, you hear her voice carries. And on the wall above her, you see a bunch of stuffed animal heads. You see a large moose. You see a polar bear. You see a saber-toothed tiger. And you also see somebody make a either a not religion, a nature or arcana check. Is anybody proficient in either of those?
I'm in Arcana.
Right, go ahead and make that arcana check for me.
Dirty 20.
A dirty
Nice.
20. All right, let me just.
It's definitely a wall with animal heads on it.
There is nothing magical about this wall. That's for sure.
So you see you see also on there is this strange, like, it's almost like a it's almost like oh my gosh, why am I having such a hard time describing this? Like, the words just
The jackal.
Oh my gosh. There we go. It's like a goat head, but it is way larger than a normal goat, and it just looks kind of wrong. And with a dirty 20, you know that this would be a bulazao, which is a goat demon. The head of a goat, the head of a goat demon. Which the other thing that you would know, it's weird that the head is here. It's weird that the head is here because normally when you kill a demon or a devil, they disperse and go back to their native plane to reform. Their bodies aren't left behind. And so having a stuffed demon head is very odd that you would notice.
Cut out the middleman and go to the source.
Yeah, but yeah, you know that the Bulazao is a quite a formidable demon. You would know them for having barbed tails that when they attack with them will cause festering boils on the wound that will eventually kill the person if it is not sufficiently healed.
Lovely. So hospitable.
And they like cough up flies and stuff. So you would know with just this thing.
Have I fought one of these things before?
In your day, yeah. This thing, stat block wise, it's challenge rating 3, and so it would be like an even match for the 4 of you right now. But yeah, you would have fought a couple of these. They're not the most common things, but their signs are so obvious that whenever you'd see a victim of one, you knew exactly what you were dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the festering boils, literally coughing up flies. It's
how would they fight? Is it like just like one-on-one, or was it like pack tactics?
They would fight one-on-one, and they would be kind of they're very skittish, jumping around, dashing around, and then just getting in those like
hard to hit.
Yeah, and basically getting in those like those tail whips. And so
I don't share any of that with anybody.
yeah, but you would.
That's an ugly goat.
Yeah, you would recognize that immediately. That is not a goat.
Fiendish goat.
I would probably point that out. That is the ugliest goat I have ever seen.
You definitely don't want to meet one in person.
Yeah, it's like its features are like a bit too long, and the horns are a bit too sharp.
Someone must have messed up
and
the text
the other thing.
Do you suppose she hunted them?
Yeah, the other thing I forgot to mention about Hulda is she's got this large scar going down the right side of her face, and she's blind in her right eye.
Does she occasionally cough up flies?
No.
I'll make a bet. I'll make a bet with you.
What?
My bet? I think she hunted these things.
I'd like her on our side if we did.
So is that a bet?
You know,
Just
I
one
agree.
gold. All right.
Right. So yeah, the cozy atmosphere, people drinking, laughing, eating. There's people playing card games at certain tables. Notice there are some families in as well. So they're like, there's kids eating smaller meals, and everything. This is a very big cozy place. And on the outside, there was an elk skull over the door. And this place was about 3 floors, and so it's a large establishment.
Are there any other demon heads on the wall?
No, just that one.
Just that one.
I walk up. So, I assume you are Hulda.
So he goes in. Oh yeah, I'm Hulda. Is it your first time in?
Yes.
Well, it's a pleasure. Welcome to my cabin.
Now, I was just admiring these on the wall. Did you hunt these yourself?
Oh, killed them dead, me and my friends, yeah.
Even the Bulazao?
Oh yeah, that was one hell of a fight. Oh, these things are disgusting. Absolutely dreadful.
They're horrible to fight. I wouldn't
The
wish it
goat?
on anybody.
Oh
Bullet
yeah,
Zhao.
no.
What the hell is a Bullet-Zhao? Is it that goat thing?
Oh yeah, it's
No, it's
like,
her.
It's I like it. You're funny.
He's just mad because he owes me a gold
What was
coin.
that laugh, Gavin?
I don't know, but I love her.
we're not gonna skip
You're,
over that.
you're making fun of me laugh now.
Oh no, that's not Pax, that's you.
You want to know what it's actually called? I ran out of air, and so we're sticking with it. I didn't breathe properly. That was me. That was me struggling
No,
for air.
No, I love
Is that what damaged your
her.
lungs?
I love
Like,
her. No.
Yes.
Is that what did?
Sometimes,
her
sometimes when sometimes when I'm doing voices, I have to do them in a certain way where it's like, if I breathe right now, I'll lose the voice.
Fair enough.
Did the Bullet-Zhao like hurt your lungs? Is that why your eye is scarred?
Oh no, no. I got this from an axe.
No. You know, those will do it to you, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you should see the other guy. I took his leg.
Is it mounted on one of the walls?
No, we lost it in the snow. But he's my husband now.
Pax will smile at that and be like,
Ghost is just quietly, I like him.
Pax will smile at that being
He's
like,
great.
love comes in the weirdest forms, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, we met. We were, going through this like, this old ruin in the forest. I was in the foothills, in these like foothills. I was actually over in the Finlandi Empire for this job. Yeah, just doing what you do, looting, delving, and then in comes in this other party, and we just got into it. And then he took the axe, and it went across my face. So I went and I took my boomstick, and I went and put it to his kneecap, and suddenly it was gone. And then we worked out a deal. We tended to each other's wounds, and then 3 nights later we were at the inn together.
Usually it
boomstick.
costs an arm and a leg, not just a leg.
Oh yeah, my boomstick. And she reaches under the counter, pulls up this massive
With a shotgun?
this massive blunderbuss, and just slams it down.
I love her so much. Oh my gosh. She's so great.
Does this use black powder?
Oh yeah, he uses a lot of it.
These are relatively new. Do you mind if I take a look at it? I won't fire it or anything. I just want to look.
Oh, yeah. Be careful. Keep your fingers away from the trigger. I keep it loaded at all times. And she just
away.
and she just tosses it to you.
Wait, I want to make a dex check. If I get a nat 1, can I fire it?
You can sure.
The only time you've ever wanted a
No, I got a 19.
So you catch it, and this thing, it's very intricate. It's brass, and you can see on the butt there are tally marks on there.
Oh yeah.
What are
my God.
these for?
Oh, I marked them. Those are the kills I got with it.
Animal or humanoid?
Those I felt worthy of counting. If I, sometimes I'll go out and shoot rabbits with it, but I wouldn't really count those. But I mean, things like bears, lions, people. Yeah. In fact, the newest one right
Getting
there.
better.
Newest one right there. A guy thought he could go and rob my patrons. Yeah. If you look in that back corner, you can still see there's a bit of brain on the wall. It's really hard to get out of the wood. I think I'm just going to paint over it.
I
We
hear
just
it's
had
very
a
good for
run-in.
tanning leather.
Oh, you might be right about that. But as you can see, I'm retired from the adventuring life. Thought I'd settle down and spend my days on meat and drinks.
Well, if only we had you just a couple hours ago. We had a run-in with bandits on the airships.
Oh yeah,
Would've been nice.
they've been getting a bit bold here recently. But I mean, Hey, I've been seeing more mercenary groups around, so... I mean, if anything, at least it'll be fun to watch. But rest assured, you're safe here.
Did you kill that Bullazao with your boomstick?
Oh, no! I tried, but he ended up disarming me at one point.
So how did you get his head to stay up? Because I had a couple buddies who they tried and tried and tried, but as soon as you kill a demon, usually it just disappears.
Oh, in my party, there was a fella that could. He worked with sort of interplanar type stuff. He studied them, and he was able to, like, as best as he explained it to me, is he sort of bound it to this plane so it couldn't go anywhere else, and then we just killed it. But yeah, it was giving us a run through. Yeah, I mean he was festering and boiling for days. Had a bunch of rotten skin falling off, but he was able to, force it out of his system by the next day. But we heard some people that aren't able to shake it off, they end up just dying after. But I mean, basically what we did is we were over in we were actually over on the Cape White Spire, and that thing, we heard rumors that thing was going around, and it was just tearing up this small town, tearing up Eskins out there. This was maybe like 50, 60 years ago now, but I mean it was just wreaking havoc. So we got a job to go and kill it, and it managed to take almost take the four of us down. Managed to disarm me, but I mean, I always keep a boot knife, and I just kind of started. It came in when it thought I had the kill, and I just kind of screamed and started thrusting. The next thing I know, it's a bloody pulp, and so it's like, I'm gonna make sure this thing is dead. And so I just took the dagger and I just started working my way around the neck, and then I figured, why not keep it? A souvenir.
Hey, it's a good one. Those are no easy feat to kill. Where did you say that you found it?
Oh, it was somewhere out of Eskins.
Eskins.
Yeah, I'm looking for it right now.
Southeast. It is.
Found
Eskins
it.
is right here.
Oh, I got you.
It only took 2
Okay, cool. And I'm like
Only
looking
took
for the
5
map.
years. I saw Eskimor. Interesting. You guys haven't seen any demons around these parts, have you? Especially more towards the southwest.
I mean, they've always been around, just kind of lurking, but I mean, most of them have been driven from the surface. It's very rare that they come into town, but I mean, delve into caves and ruins deep enough, you'll probably find one hanging around somewhere. I mean, they're always going to be around at this point. They're like cockroaches. Except less
There's
likable.
not an infestation anymore. Pax looks genuinely, like, angry at this thing. It's not even living anymore.
And I think with that, Ray goes to kind of like bump him. You know it's dead, right?
You could be deader.
And when he says, she's like, "Oi, you don't be messing with my souvenirs."
This is your souvenir. You killed it fair and square. You get to do what you want it. I just have my
I've
own
never
opinions.
had a run-in.
Pray you don't.
I mean, demons are scary business, but at the end of the day, they're just like anything else. You just hit it till it stops moving. And the nice
It's worked for us so far.
And the nice part is, when it comes to demons, you don't even have to feel bad. I mean,
that's fair.
you run into a devil, there might be some questions about it. The demons are all just about blood and destruction.
No, that they are. Nothing else going through those nasty skulls.
Other than my hammer soon.
Tell you what, though, you do find any demons out there, I'd love to hear the stories.
I'll grin at that and say I have a few stories to tell you then.
Well, but in the meantime, is there anything I can help you with? Do you need rooms, or are you just here for the meal, or?
We need rooms.
All right. We've got single bedrooms, 2 bedrooms, and 4 bedrooms.
I think 2 would suffice.
Oh, I
right?
mean, how much are the 4 bedrooms? We could just pay for one of those.
It's more per the bed. It's about a silver and a half per bed. So you're looking at for a 4 bedroom, you're looking about a gold a night. But don't worry, it's got all the fixings. You got your own fireplace. The 4 bedrooms are on the top floor. You got a balcony, private restrooms.
Okay,
I'll
that
pay
sounds
for
good.
it.
So 1 gold.
Ghost is like, yeah, we're doing that one.
I misunderstood. I thought
Miss
he was
Fur
saying
Coat
4
over
rooms.
there.
Hulda had her at fireplace.
Yeah. So before we rest for the night, though, we need to do some bartering and some shopping. Would you happen to know any reputable merchants that work with spices, linen, art?
One thing you might want to do is you might want to either go to the general store, or there's also a shop here in town called the Collection. And the Collection, what it does, it's basically a one-stop kind of shop where you go, you drop off your things, and then the other shops and stores will buy supply from him if you don't want to make multiple trips. However, just due to that, it's a bit more convenient, but he does, just due to the nature of his business, he does offer less, just on average, just so he can keep the costs down and keep it fair for the people buying the supply from him as well.
Okay. Middleman, I understand that.
Yeah, a bit of a middleman. So it's more of a convenience option, but I mean, there's all different kinds of shops. What you're looking to sell?
So a potion here or there. Got some silk, some spices, some. Didn't we have some produce or something like that?
Oh yeah, I definitely take the the produce to the general store. They've got general store. It's got everything you need from adventuring to farming equipment, so they've got a bit of everything.
And you say they would probably pay a little bit more than the...
Yeah, they would pay the standard market price for it.
Okay. Start there, and anything we can't sell there, we could take to the other place. What about blacksmith, weaponsmith, somebody that we could sell some lightly used weapons to?
Oh, you're gonna want to go see Tolf. He owns the owns the Iron Cinders around the edge of town. Yeah, he keeps the city supplied with all the weapons and armor. But if you're looking for something a bit more mundane, like nails, things like nails, tackle, horseshoes, that kind of thing, you can find that at the general store. They have some blacksmiths in their employ.
Okay. Sounds good. So anything else you guys need before we split up and go and go and see what we can get? Oh, the local, where would the closest apothecary be?
Oh, you're looking for the Snowleaf. Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Old Tammy. Yeah. She's actually if you go down just 2 roads to the west, take a right, and then go one more road north, and then you'll see her on a street corner. It's just a quaint little building.
Okay.
She's a sweetheart.
Okay, thank you.
And are you two going to be going to the alchemy shop Asking Lux and Pax.
I think it'd be better if you were there.
Yeah. I think what we should do is after we sell stuff, meet back here, and then I would like to go with you to the alchemy and maybe meet with this alchemist as well. But we can combine our treasure and see what we can get there. What do you think, Rakos?
I would like to visit the alchemy shop and see what they have.
Okay.
I definitely want to make some more healing potions, but you know, there's other things I can make that might be useful.
Definitely.
One I could make is alchemist fire, which is basically like imagine a Molotov, but less explosive and more sticky.
Something like napalm.
Yes.
I don't know what that is.
I've seen that. I've seen that
Yeah.
used. I've seen it.
Napalm
used
you would know
before.
back in. Make a history.
Back when I
check.
was in Nom.
I feel like we would have used Nom back in the day.
That's funny. Okay. Well, let's head out and meet back for once we've sold. So try and make it quick, and then once we're done with the apothecary, meet back for dinner. Sound good?
Mm.
Okay, Pax,
Sounds
ready?
good to me.
Go.
Okay, keep up. And I swiftly sprint out. I'm not running, but I'm just walking very swiftly.
Right.
I
Using
will
your
walk at a
using
normal
your
pace
30.
after you.
Yeah. Right. And that is where we are going to go to break. So players, we will be back in about 15 minutes. So come back at about 6:55 and we will just pick up right where we left off. Woohoo. Right. And that is how Pax died. I'm just kidding. All right, so, so as you rush up your and store your stuff in the room up top is very remarkably soundproof to the hustle and bustle on the floors below. And it's this nice, just big room, 4 large beds in different corners of the room with curtains that you can draw around the beds for some privacy. There is a bathroom with, all the fixins, a toilet, a sink, and a shower. Just all of it. And this really cool, like, stone fireplace. And then just a bunch of animal skins and rugs. As well as the blankets are animal skins as well. And it's a bit cold because the fire isn't going in your guys' room. And then there is a glass pane doors that go out to a balcony that overlook some of the surrounding parts. And the inn is kind of in its own little thing. So there's like a bit of a couple trees that are in between it and the next building over. All right.
Okay.
So as you offload your equipment, you split into 2 pairs.
Before we head out, I was thinking about it, and perhaps we should clean and polish these weapons before we sell them. We'd be more likely to get a better price from them that way. Ghost, if you wouldn't mind helping me, we could clean them before we head out.
I'd be glad to.
Okay.
And then if you guys want to head out and do your shopping, we'll head out soon, as soon as these are clean.
Yeah, we should probably get a head start since we may have
Got
a couple
multiple.
of places. Yeah, might have to.
Sounds
stop
good.
Places. So okay, we'll see you back here, Rakos, to go to the apothecary.
Reiko, since Ghost is helping you can do this with advantage. Just make a wisdom check with your proficiency, just like general smithing knowledge of how to best clean these weapons, just as you're doing this.
Cleaning your own blood off of them.
Would you do a perception check because that has both of them?
Basically.
14.
14, not bad at all.
That was
So, yeah.
my favorite chunk of leather.
So as he kind of like sets everything down, he's just like, have you ever done this before?
Yes, I have. I mean, with my arms, it's basically like I'm cleaning blades every day.
Oh, this is true. And you do keep them immaculate, so I trust your hand.
Thank you. I've got to keep them nice because they're a very nice pair.
So you
No,
never
I-
finished saying earlier, how is it that you speak giant?
It was purely so my son could grow up knowing his native language. I did not think he would like to grow up not knowing something like that. It's his heritage, you know.
Well, it's quite kind of you.
It's what any mother would do.
Yeah, just kind of be like quiet for a moment. It's like a little awkward, silent kind of thing. Huh. So, do you speak to him? I see sometimes you try to speak to your husband.
He's
Does
not my husband.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's
Forgive
fine.
me. I assumed. I'm sorry.
No, it's alright. Some people think the same thing. It's not yet. But, you know, I just... He's going through a lot. he's decided to strike out on his own. He hasn't spoken to me, at least, for a while. The fact that I told him what really happened to his family didn't seem to help, but, you know, I'm not going to not tell him.
Obviously, you don't have to answer if you don't want to, but my curiosity is getting the better of me. What happened to his family?
I killed them.
Rykos.
You just kind of. Who am I sitting in a room with right now?
she's so matter of fact about it too. Just no skirting around it, no sugarcoating it, just plain and simple.
Is it because you spent too much time with devils, or is this normal where you come from?
No, they were very corrupt people. I was not aware that they had a son. I wasn't going to kill a child for what his parents had done.
You see his hand kind of move away from his hammer. Ah, okay. So yes, quite noble of you.
Too many people, it would not be considered noble, especially their clients. I will not pretend that it is for entirely noble reasons. I have my own imperfections. But for the most part, I try to be just. Try to break out of the stereotype. As well as my boyfriend. He's been doing his best to do the right thing, unlike most of his kind.
I don't know any stereotypes that you might fall under. You are quite a unique specimen, I might say. And I don't mean that in an offensive way.
Well, even if you did, no offense would be taken. Well, the main stereotype is just, oh, you work under a devil, so you must be evil. Because, rightfully so, most devils are evil. So it's understandable whether some people decide to put me under that umbrella or not. But
I think actions are more important than words. And you seem a pretty honest and straightforward person as far as what I've seen, so I think you're a reasonable and honest person.
she'll like look at her arm and like flex one of her robotic hands. Just interesting.
Now, out of curiosity, because it is getting the better of me, who made those arms for you?
I don't actually know. You'd have to ask Dermos. He gave them to me. I think some blacksmith in hell or something.
Very fine craftsmanship.
Oh, indeed. I was very surprised when he gave them to me.
What happened to, kind of looks at your arms, the originals?
I did. Her face just kind of goes dark for a moment, and then she just goes back to cleaning one of the blades.
Yeah, he's aware enough that he's like, I'm not gonna push further. All right.
I'm not that socially inept.
I feel uncomfortable in situations, but I'm not an idiot. I'm not Wayne.
Oh my gosh, this is bringing back awful flashbacks. I was like 5 years old, and I met an amputee for the first time, and our mom tried to stop me, but I went up to this sweet lady
At a Target.
Yeah, this like sweet lady at a Target, just minding her own business, and little kid me just goes up, just like, "Oh my gosh, where did your arm go?" And, like,
Please have that be an NPC interaction
She-
at some point.
she thought it was the funniest thing, and as an adult, I'm looking back, just like, I would have been so embarrassed as a parent.
Well, that's only the first part of the story. And then she's like, well, you see, we were riding vehicles, and then when we rolled, my arm got caught, and it cut it off, and so they had to finish cutting it off and cleaned it up when we were there. And then you as a kid, you're like, oh, my grandma died in a car accident. Oh. So that's the whole interaction.
I like to think that Gavin just walked off at that point.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Like no, I did.
My grandma died in a car accident. Turns around. And
Yeah,
He did.
yeah, that is what happened.
Incredible.
That's amazing.
It's
Oh my
basically the
God.
Oblivion
So-
NPC interaction.
So Reikos has more social awareness than 4 or 5-year-old Gavin.
That's great.
All right, well, these are looking quite nice and clean. Should we be heading off?
Yes, I think that would be best. Get them sold as soon as possible, so we have more time to browse.
All right. So,
So, well, I still wanna
oh, okay.
talk about some of the shop, if that's all right.
More curiosity.
Yeah, no curiosity. Yeah, this is after it's like been quiet for a while. So, has your son been missing for quite some time?
About a year. And it's, I suppose, less missing and more just decided to leave, you know. He did leave a note. But it was a, don't talk to me, I'm going to find my own path note. So, whenever he's ready, he'll talk to us again. And if not, I hope he has a better life elsewhere.
I just kind of nod at that, just kind of absorb it in a little bit, but he's not gonna push further.
Yeah, she'd have to have a few drinks in order to be to be responsive to pushing.
Right. I'll just give you a bribe and then ask.
Yeah, just ask Pax. He knows how many drinks it takes.
All right. So, as you head out and start making your way towards the Iron Cinders shop near the edge of town, we'll take a quick break from that, and Badger and Pax. So, you are making your way where first?
The general goods store, right?
General Goods. Okay.
Yeah. That was the one that gives the better prices, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So, as you go into the General Goods, it is a it's a very
It's a
large
Vale Mart.
store. It's a Hall Mart. Just kidding. No,
It's a where mart.
it's
No, we're in Rimeveil, so it's Vale Mart.
Man, you guys are totally ruining the joke I was gonna
but
tell
it's
Pax.
but it's called the Sled Caravan. And so yeah, so as you go in, there is a ton. It's a large store, 2 stories, open, bunch of different sections, and then you have one section kind of dedicated towards. It's like a bartering kind of area where you have people going and selling their goods. And then you see a few employees going, receiving the goods, paying for them, and then going, and then some of the other workers will come and catalog them. It's a very staffed store. Where you're looking around, there's maybe more than 100 staff working here at the moment.
Wow.
It is a large store.
Okay, so I guess we need to first work our way to the barter section.
Yeah. So, all jokes aside, it is a little bit like walking into a Walmart.
So as we're walking around, I'm gonna be like, so Pax, when I was growing up, I hated coming in places like this. My mom, because we had a very, very large home, and while my father was working, when my mother would be home, she'd always want to renovate different things. And so there's this construction store in the town where I grew up in, and they focus mainly on drapes, but also just upgrading the interior of your home. And I'm not talking about furniture or whatnot. I'm talking about changing the color of the stone or the wood paneling or whatever. Just any type of wall you want to change. I mean, Walmart was the worst place to go, as a kid, because we just, be staring at a wall all day long.
That does sound pretty terrible.
Yeah. So my goal is to get in, charm the pants off of them, get as much as we can for this, and get out and get back. Sound good to you?
Sounds good.
Okay.
Remember, let them have a fair price.
Of course, I'm not going to cheat anybody. I'm not cheating anything. I'm just going to have a little discussion as I make sure he doesn't notice the 2 Featherfall potions that I've cast on there.
Can I make a perception check for him?
You could certainly try. Actually, it's an investigation check against a spell save DC.
Even better. What's your spell save?
For distort value.
Oh, never mind. It's a 6.
Oh yeah, that fails. Yeah,
literally.
He's like, 19, can I have a bottle of water
17,
you got
16.
there? Doesn't even know they're potions. It's just sparkling water. Anyway, okay, so make way to the bartering section. How many people are behind the counter? Do I find?
Oh, there's like 5 booths open, so you don't even need to wait in line. There's only a couple people.
Great. So just walk up, carrying the different stuff. Obviously, Pax is probably helping me carry because we got a lot of stuff.
So behind the counter, you see this. He's wearing like almost like a flat cap, kind of like a newsboy cap looking thing, like patchwork. And he's got these round spectacles. This little goblin with these round spectacles at the edge of his large nose, just like, right, how can I help you?
Well, hello, my good man. I have a few things I need to get off of our load here so that we can go on about our business. I was wondering if you could take a look at a few of the items that we've got. Some very fine items. We had just arrived from Cordine on the airship, and all the different merchants there, they had told us about a big convention that was going to be going on in a couple of days, but we couldn't stay. We're not going to be in town that long, but after mingling with them, they were nice enough to help us acquire some of these goods for our journey, and I was wondering if you could look these over and see what kind of a market value we get on these things.
Right. So what are you presenting to him?
So I'm gonna start with let's see, it's a goblin. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna start with the we're gonna start with what I think would be the lowest valued items. So in this case, that would be
the ginger.
The ginger. Okay.
Would I know, being a chef, would I know like basic prices of these things?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pax, can you hand him the ginger and have him look that over? Because you being a culinary chef that you are, you know the quality of this.
So here the produce and trade goods are bought at market price.
Okay.
So market price for them is a gold a pound. So for all 5 pounds, you get 5 gold.
Okay. What do you think, Pax? Sound fair?
That's pretty fair.
Okay, great. So next here, we've got these wonderful spices. I've used them before. As far as their value, I was never one to purchase them. Saffron, I know it's not common in this area. It's common in warmer climates. What would you say?
Yeah, we've got some buyers that would be looking for that. I'll happily pay the 15 gold a pound for that.
Okay. What do you think, Pax? And that's the going price?
Yeah, that's
that's the going price.
And how many pounds did we have of it?
2.
2 pounds. Okay, so that's another 30 gold. Okay, awesome. That's great. That's wonderful. Okay, so next we've got, let's see, I'm trying to think of what other produce stuff. There was just a random
ginger
produce, you said, right?
Yeah,
no, we already did the ginger.
I already did the
and
ginger.
then the only other thing was the silk and the gold.
Okay,
Yep.
well, which we're not doing anything with the gold. But the art, the one of the pieces of art.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's 2 pieces of art. One of them seems to be a bit macabre. It's a crow that is hopping among bones buried in the snow. And then the other one is a depiction of just a beautiful depiction of a mountain range.
I'm assuming the mountain range one is not the one that her son would like. So this is that.
Which one did? Yeah, which one did?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she would have liked the
Ghost
crow
do?
one, right?
Yeah.
There's
Whatever.
Okay.
The crow one.
Yeah, whichever one she pointed to, I'm not trying to sell that one. I would have left
Yeah.
that back in the room. Yeah.
Yeah,
So just,
she would
So
have.
yeah, that would still be in the room.
yeah. So.
And with that, he kind of looks at it. With the artwork, I mean, I'd be more than happy to take it off your hands for about 5 gold, but we don't really have any appraisers or anything. Might be worth more of your time to hold on to it until you find a collector or something.
Sure, definitely. No, that makes sense. So set that one aside. So we also have this very fine silk, and we've got a lot
2
of it.
yards.
Ooh.
Two-
2 square yards.
2 square yards.
Yeah.
2 square yards. That's
Ooh.
Yeah.
I could pay 20 gold for the lot of it.
20 gold for the lot.
How about we save some? Ghost was eyeing it the entire time. Let's save
I didn't
some.
notice that.
Let's save a bit for Ghost, and then we can sell another square yard, and that
Okay.
can.
That makes sense. Oh, definitely. That's always please the ladies. So 10 gold for 1 square yard.
Yes.
Okay, let's do that.
Right, and he slides you 10 gold, and a staff member comes and takes it from you.
So now I've got here for the final item. I don't know if you could use it. I could take it elsewhere, but these are going to be my most valuable collections. Came across these. There was, well, these were very near and dear to one of the captains that was aboard the ship. And I set the 3 potions of Featherfall up there. And
Oh my gosh, the bandit captains.
yeah.
My gosh.
And the way that I arrange it in like a triangle. What direction is the closest light source?
There's a bunch of gas lights up ahead, like gas lanterns.
So like behind him?
Yeah,
Up top.
Gas
Okay.
lamp.
and above you.
Okay, and above. Okay, so the way that I'm gonna angle it is I'm gonna have the two that I've cast the spell on in front, so a little triangle. So 2 in front, 1 in the back, with the most light hitting the two that have been enchanted.
Okay. I need you to make either a sleight of hand or deception check just to kind of hide the third one from his view, so he assumes they're all of that same value.
And okay.
Oh, I can't do anything with this because I don't know that they're enchanted.
Dirty
Nope.
20.
A dirty
Oh,
20.
jeez.
Well, I'd have to, I'm not quite sure if we're allowed to handle these. We don't have any experienced alchemists on staff. So I'll have to check. There's certain bylaws we have to pass. We can typically only handle generic alchemical reagents and solutions. But, but if you will allow me to identify them, then we can move from there.
Sure. Yeah, they're all the same. Yeah, go right ahead.
He'll go and he's like, Philip, get me the magnifying glass. And it comes over with the magnifying glass, and he goes, puts it up, and then you see the glass on it flash for a second as he uses it to cast Identify. All right, that's legit. Sets the magnifying glass aside. All right. And you're wanting to sell all three?
All three, yeah, definitely.
All right. And how much does the distort value do?
It doubles the value.
Oh, shit.
Oh my gosh.
All right.
3 of them are
I'm a man of my word. I saw the price and I'm sticking to it. All right. Let me look at my
We get a
chart
new
here.
horse.
And he goes, I'll give you 150 a bottle.
Holy crap.
Oh.
And I don't even miss a beat, and I say, while I wouldn't like to part with them, we do need the gold sorely at this moment, so
Yeah.
I will take that price there, and I know you can only do so much, so thank you so much for your generous offer.
Yeah,
there,
let me just go get my manager to approve it.
Okay, sure.
He goes, and it's some kid that's way younger than him, and it's some
It's
human
a
kid.
Steve.
Yeah, his name's Kevin. He's got like some acne going on. Goes up.
Oh, now I have 3
Right.
potions.
Here you go. You have a great day.
Thanks, Kevin. Okay. And then we collect our 495 gold.
495 gold. Yeah.
Max, do you want to hold on to this?
495 gold in total. Holy crap, man.
I love that spell. And sleight
Oh
of
my
hand.
gosh. I love the fact
And
that we have a
charisma.
businessman.
So everybody's reaction was the best. Holy crap!
Yeah, no, that's
Yep.
That's insane.
Okay, and then
Wow.
we head to the other store, the collective.
All right. The collective is, you don't buy anything there.
No, we sell. it,
Oh
right?
yeah.
Yeah, because we still have the painting. So we're gonna go see if they want.
Just to clarify, he didn't say go to the collective. He said find a collector, like a private collector,
yeah.
is what he was saying.
Oh.
So like not just like a random shop.
Yeah,
Somebody
so we're gonna
that's
have
like
to find
looking.
somebody that's
yeah,
like,
somebody that's
it's
like
like
an
some-
art.
Yes, that's mighty fine.
Yeah.
Well, I
Yeah.
figure because when you were describing the collective, they take things, they resell them.
Yeah,
So maybe they'll give us a value.
But they buy it.
Yeah, basically they buy the stuff at a reduced price, and then basically they help the other stores stay in stock. It's just a convenience thing for
it'd be
adventurers and
easiest.
people that collect things on their travels, so they don't.
It's
have
almost
to
like
go
he's
from
a
store to store.
distributor, basically.
Yeah,
it'd
it's
be
basically
the
what it
easiest
is.
if we were to just like hold on to it until
Yeah.
You know,
We found
I
some
think
art
this
snob.
would be a lovely gift for our host.
You know, I don't think that she's quite the type of woman to appreciate artwork. She more likes taxidermy.
I understand. Just hear me out. Well, we'll see what she says when we get back. How about that? I have an idea, and I think you'll like
Or
it, Pax.
we can just hold on to it.
Pax,
and,
I think you'll like it. Just trust me. Trust me for once.
You know, I trust you all the time and constantly, especially with my life. With this one, I think you're going to have to trust me.
Oh. I'm just thinking she might find a nice spot to hang up a mountain picture right over a splatter of brains. Hide that blood splatter right there.
You
She
know,
might
I
be like,
don't
you know,
think she
I've been to
minds
that
the
mountain.
brains.
Okay. Okay.
Gives it personality.
Knowing her, she probably did the painting.
Think of it as like a tithe to our guest or our host. You know, it's just. But you know, we can always keep the money for ourselves. I understand. Greedy little paladin, I jokingly say under my breath. and we, unless there's something else you'd like to do, Pax, we should head back to the inn.
Yeah, I say we head back to the inn.
Okay.
Holy moly. 400?
No, Pax is still very quiet throughout the entire time. He's
In shock.
oh no, not shock.
All right. Okay. And we will go back to Ghost and Reikos. As you approach this, near the edge of the city, it's this kind of large open workspace, large pile of just coals and stuff in this stone forge. And working the forge, you hear the hammer clanging down as you see this large black-furred bugbear just tung, tung, hammering away at what looks like an axe.
You're up, Reikos.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
I assume you must be the blacksmith, given the fact that you are currently hammering away at the anvil. We have some goods that we would like to sell with you.
You all right? What you got?
We've recently come into acquisition of 7 scimitars, a handful of daggers, and a very finely crafted longsword. A jeweled longsword.
Sure.
Was there anything else, or was it just those ones?
It was just those. Well, and the bolts, but... Well, let me have a look at them.
Show it all to him.
All right. Let's see. These are pretty good condition. They're a bit used, so won't be able to do full price, but I can get pretty close to it. Scimitars. Normal one goes for about 25 a pop. How about 20 per?
That seems fair.
7
All right. 140 gold, and he writes that down. Let's see. Crossbows.
Oh yeah, the crossbows. That was the other thing.
Same thing, 3 of them. I can get 20 for those as well.
Sounds fair.
All right, and daggers.
3 of those.
And give you a gold each.
Yeah, those are easy to come by.
Yeah. Now, what's this longsword you've been talking about?
Very finely crafted. The man who wielded it was quite the swordsman. As he wouldn't notice, but Ghost would definitely see a like a shadow a little bit when he says it.
Yeah.
But very well maintained and taken care of, with a garnet embedded into the hilt. The garnet alone is worth at least 100 gold. But combined with the sword and together as the piece, if I were selling this in my store, I would most likely sell it for around 200 gold pieces.
And he kind of goes, you present it to him, he takes it, looks at it. Well, you'd have to be quite the swordsman, because I wouldn't use this in any fight. This is just some fancy schmancy artwork. This ain't a reliable weapon. I mean, look how thin it is. You look at all these carvings into it. You hit just at the wrong part, this thing's gonna shatter. This looks better on the wall than in a sword hand.
And?
What I'm saying is, I don't have any use for it. But I mean...
So you don't... So you prefer more the functionality over the art display?
Yes, my products protect people and kill their targets. You want something that looks this fancy, you go to an artist. I mean, it's good looking, but that's about it. And you see there, and he'll like show you, and something, because you had not worked with this type of metal before. You've never made this kind of brass. See, on steel, that would be fine. But on this, it's a bit too thin. It's a bit too thin, making it brittle. So if he had swung it the wrong way, or he tried to defend with the sword, it might have crumbled or bent or dented. This material is better used for shapes that are better for hacking. You know, like axes, or if you have to go with a sword, go with like a curved sword, like a Kopesh or something like that. That fancy stuff they have down in Dunavir.
Right, I've heard of them, but I've never actually made one or dealt with one myself.
No, they're beautiful swords. I recommend, you know, looking them up, and when you find them in the library, just, whew. Well, you said you were a smith yourself?
Right.
Tell you what. There's a gentleman that, a patron of mine that uses a lot of my product for his personal security team. And, well, he's a fancy schmancy collector type of guy, so, I mean, he'll probably be interested in buying that, but, I mean, your best chance is meeting him at that festival that's coming up.
Right, the one that is going to be here in the next several days, right? The following week.
Yeah.
MerchCon, I believe it was called.
I don't pay attention. It could be.
Sorry, I know I'm not there, but you would know this because did you already sell the bolts? They're 25 bolts, so you would notice.
Oh, I did not know there were bolts.
Okay, 25 bolts, crossbow bolts.
Oh, I almost forgot. We do have the bolts as well for the crossbows.
Yeah, let me
25
go
of
to
them. These ones obviously unused.
Ammunition. Crossbow bolts. It's a gold for 20, so he'll just give you a gold and a gold and 2 silver for it.
Keep the 2 silver as a thank you for your business and also for the possibility of meeting your client as well.
Yeah, don't mind if I do. So with all those weapons, let's see.
204 gold.
204.
I missed something.
And he'll go and he'll wrap it all up and just hand this large sack over to you.
I'll take it. And what was the name of your client?
Oh, yeah. Siva Axelton.
Oh, so the host.
Yeah, he's got all this private security, and I keep him outfitted with weapons and armor.
Very respectable.
That's probably the only reason I was able to buy all this shit off you.
Kind of chuckles at that. And I know it's not common, but just out of curiosity, do you carry any weapons or armors of magical nature?
Occasionally, I do have somebody sell me things of that nature, but currently not in stock. I do, however, if you need, I have 2 silvered weapons in my stock.
And of what type are they?
I have a war axe and a dagger.
I kind of look to Ghost. Do either of those interest you?
Not really.
I think we're okay for now. Although I do have one question, a bit of a request, actually. We will be gone here the next several days, but it's very possible that we'll be back for the event that is coming up. I am currently weeks of travel away from my forge, and there is a project that I would like to work on. Is there any chance that I might utilize your forge for a quick project of my own?
Make a persuasion check. Not a very high DC. He already has taken a liking to you.
Oh, I got a 0.
Go to hell.
And
I got a -1 on a 1.
He's just like, I mean, he kind of goes and he's just like, look, I mean, if you're gonna be using my stuff, I can't just give out my stuff for free. I gotta have some form of, compensation, because when I'm not forging, I'm not making money. So, I mean, I could let you do it for maybe 10 gold a day.
Either that or perhaps some kind of trade, depending on what I have at the time, if that suits.
Yeah, I just have to be getting something out of it.
Yeah, potentially. I'll think about it.
Yes, and whatever you bring back, we can discuss.
Sounds good. That was a terrible roll.
You want to know what the DC was?
What?
8.
4. Oh, 8.
8?
It was 8.
Yeah, I have a -1 to my charisma.
That sucks. I have a +4 to mine, but I haven't used it once.
Oh, it's working on Lux. He likes you.
And Pax.
All right. So, with that, you go with your 204 gold. And where do you go from there? Are you guys going to meet up back at the inn?
Uh-huh.
Probably. But
Okay.
like along the way, she's like, so you're planning on working on a project? What kind?
You know that silver ingot that I bought?
Yes.
Are you aware of what silver does? The effects that it has?
Given your relationship with Daramos, you would know what silver does. It basically overcomes resistance to non-magical things.
Ooh. Yes, I know what it does.
I have something in mind, something that I'd like to work on that I think would be beneficial. Using the silver ingot for what its very convenient purposes are.
Fun?
It's a bit of a surprise. It won't. Once you see it, I think you'll appreciate it.
I won't push. Yeah. I'll look forward to seeing it.
Okay. So, because it was much closer, Pax and Badger, you are the first ones back. Do you go up to the room, or do you just take a table in the public area?
Pax, you look like you could use some food.
Sure, why not? Let's go sit down.
And
Okay,
so,
I'll go get the innkeeper or bartender. What? No, she's the innkeeper.
there's actually a good number of staff going. So as you guys find a table, you have somebody come up. This kind of she's got soft features. More plump human girl kind of goes up, just like, howdy, what can I do? What can I get for y'all?
What are you in the mood for, Pax?
Well, we got all kinds of drinks. We got mead, we got ale, we got a couple wines. We also have some beef, some pork. We got some bear, we got some moose. We also got some potatoes.
I think I'm gonna have some pork and potatoes. And then a glass of honey mead, do you have?
Oh yeah, we got some honey mead, and if you're not fancy drinking, we got some milk. We got hot chocolate.
Just take a drink of milk.
All right. And then at this point, Ray goes and goes. You'd walk in to see them taking their orders. Packed with a large
down.
sum of gold.
And the second Lux notices Pax paying attention to them walking in, he's gonna quickly get up and whisper to the waitress. Is the lady of the house around? May I speak with her?
Oh, I think she's just taking a bit of a smoke break out back, but I mean, I could go let her know if you'd like to speak to her.
No, I could go meet her out back. That's no problem. And I'm going to go since I still have the painting in my possession.
Can I stop him?
Stealth, no, stealth check.
You're right there.
I know, but I do it while you're distracted. I know. I'm just as far as stopping me. How are you going to try and stop me when you notice? Well, first, should I make a stealth check to see if I can go unnoticed?
I don't think there's a feasible way to go unnoticed.
Yeah, you're right in front of me.
Okay.
Can I
It's
intimidate
okay,
you into staying?
Well, you would definitely see that I still have the long sword in my hand before you do anything.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So and I'd be like, okay, so you weren't able to find a good buyer for that yet?
No, we tried to sell it to the blacksmith. However, it appears to be more art in nature than functional. However, talking to the blacksmith, he gave us the name of his client that he works with, who is quite the collector. He's actually going to he's the host of the event next week.
Okay.
So he will be giving us a time to meet up with him and sell. Well, hopefully sell this longsword. Otherwise, it's useless to us.
So do we want to try and meet up with him before we go to bed, or when would we be able to see him?
No, there's no chance of. I had asked it. We'd have to wait until the event this next week.
Oh, which we won't be around for that. So.
I mean, we are heading south, but it should only take us a couple of days.
So yeah, if we get back and it's still going.
When we
on.
get back, not if.
Oh, sorry. If we come back this way, is what I meant. If we come back this way, then yeah, okay, that makes sense.
I mean, it makes sense to come back this way, as this is where the airships are.
Ghost, I had a thought.
Depending on what we find down there.
Pax didn't like this idea, but I thought.
Don't you dare.
I can't talk with her. I'm talking right in front of you. It's okay. So Pax had a gift for you, and I'm gonna pull out the square yard of silk and say, "For you, milady."
Oh, well, thank you.
He said that he noticed that you took a keen sense to it, and so I thought you should have that. And I was thinking, the lady of the house here, since she's been so nice to us, I thought that maybe it would be a nice gift. And I hold up the other painting. Since your son liked that one, I thought this would be a nice gift, this mountain scene to her. What do you think, Ghost?
I think she's more into taxidermy.
Max, Hasn't cracked a smile all day, and will finally crack a smile.
You two, birds of a feather, huh?
I mean, wouldn't it make sense if we have to go meet this collector anyways? He might be interested in the artwork.
So
Indeed,
we need to find somewhere to store it. I don't want to have to carry this thing around.
I mean, we can leave it in our cart.
Okay. Oh, good.
Oh yeah, there's plenty of room in the cart for it.
Okay, well, let's eat.
Right. So, you guys have a nice hearty meal, bunch of meats and drinks. And
Can I do an insight check on Pax?
well, what are you
He seems really off, and he's just trying to get a general read of him.
Okay.
Because
Yeah.
it's like he has his weird moments that he goes moody, but he's been moody all day.
All right. Go ahead.
Can I make
go
a
ahead.
deception check?
Yeah, you can make a deception check if you'd like.
Oh nope, I got a 15.
What'd you get?
You got
Pax?
23.
Didn't need a nat 20.
Natural 20 for a total of 23. Okay.
No, I'm just kidding. I won't. I'll let him have the insight check.
Okay. Right.
Pax is very shaken. Normally made of stone, chipper all the time, with the few exceptions that of like anger or sadness. This time he just looks very sad. Like when you look at his eyes, like I've said before, it's dark and hollow with a luminescent gold. Throughout the entire day, if you've been around Pax, you'd know that everybody around him has been shying away from him more so than normal.
Everybody
Not
else
us.
or us?
Everybody else,
Oh, okay.
Onlookers.
onlookers, all the common folk.
Is the waitress still there, or can I call her back over?
Yeah, you can just call her back over.
Excuse me.
She'll come on up. Yes, what can I get for you?
What's your most delicious drink that you have? Or most expensive, either or.
Ooh, well, if we're going for delicious, there's this thing that that we have here. It's like this chocolate and honey infused milk kind of drink. It's almost like ice cream, but slightly more like liquidy.
Substance.
Could I have one of
Waitress's
those?
name Wendy.
Milkshake. Yeah.
It's a
Right.
milkshake, yeah.
Wendy's.
Could I have
Frosty.
one of those, please?
Yeah, of course. And she'll run and come back not even a minute later with it.
So he'll kind of hold it, and then like, hey, and he'll kind of get Pax's attention. I don't know what's going on in your head. Once again, I don't pretend to know. But you're in good company. And we appreciate you. On me. And he's going to hand you the drink.
Let's get a honey chocolate
kinda-
milkshake.
Kind of hesitate for a second and then grab it.
But you can see, like, he's
Say-
being fully sincere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not doubting your sincerity. Pax will say, like, raise it and say, I know I'm in good company. Sometimes memories come back when you least expect them to. And then he'll start sipping on the milkshake.
Yeah, go so like pat his shoulder.
I understand that more than you think.
But so unless anybody would like to do anything else within the night, you
I go
eat.
talk to. Is it Holga?
Hold on.
What time is
on.
it at this point? 'Cause I mean-
It's late in the evening. Sun is set. It's dark and freezing outside.
Oh crud! So we got to hit the apothecary in the morning before we leave then.
And then we need to go. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's probably a good call.
So I guess we should consult. I mean, how much money did you guys bring in? Sorry, I was talking.
204 gold.
Sweet. So together, how many potions do you think we can get with our 699 gold?
Well, I actually have I can make more than just healing potions. I would love to get your guys' input on possible concoctions that I could make.
Okay.
There's one that my wife called Alchemist Fire, where basically you throw it, and it will stick to whatever you throw, and it will continue to burn. So I could make several of those that we could throw those. I could potentially make another one of fire breathing like you had on the ship.
I'm a big fan of that. Yes, I would like another one of those. And I've seen Alchemist Fire in use before in some of my studies. So
I could also make once again healing potions. I do think it would be wise to make several of those. Perhaps we could spend a little more and get one a little bit stronger as well.
right.
But also I could make there's a potion that actually strengthens you quite a bit and makes you significantly stronger for a short time. Might be useful. I know I would like that one. I don't know what we're going to face in these ruins, but if there's a heavy rock in the way, it might come in handy. Or if something needs smashing.
Okay.
But
I guess we could see what they've got for sale and also what ingredients, because while we can get ingredients for stuff, how well can you mix these potions while traveling in a cart?
quite well.
Okay. Well then, yeah. If it's cheaper to get the ingredients, we've got a couple days travel.
I can also make one that can help us climb as well. And there are others, but I don't know if we'll be able to find the resources at this time.
I'll make like a little table for you to roll on sometimes to see what kind of ingredients you find, and so you might get lucky. We'll Skyrim it, and it's like you find 2 different ingredients that make that kind of potion.
I know. I wish.
There were.
That's one thing that D&D or Wizard of the Coast did not plan for is breaking down how to make the potions and everything. It'd be nice if there was like an ingredient breakdown or something like that.
Yeah, there might be in the specific. We haven't read through like the specific modules. There might be in certain
Somewhere.
specific setting stuff. But yeah,
Uh-huh.
I'll make like a table. I'll at least like make a table of like, at least like what kind of effect that they have.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, because I'm like, I definitely want to make more potions.
Fortified
I think that'd be
we gotta
fun.
go chop off a giant's toe.
Yeah, I'll like have it like be like a D20 roll, and then like depending on what region you are, it's a different table. I'll come up with something. I'll figure it out. But anyway, so yeah, Pact, you said you wanted to go find Hulda.
Real quick before, as like we're starting to clear out and go to our rooms and stuff.
Right.
I want to ask Reikos, be like, was your wife an alchemist?
Yes. The best in the tribe. Surpassed her father, even.
So her father was an alchemist as well,
Mm-hmm.
and you just picked stuff up from her?
Oh, she taught me. Everything I know, she taught me.
That's where I learned my cooking. Was from my wife.
Well, kudos go out to her. She must have been a fantastic cook.
She was. And then with that, kind of awkwardly give him a nod and walk over. I want to talk to Hulda about, regale her the stories of, as with as vague but specific detail.
very specific details of very specific fights of how you
Yes.
killed X demon.
Yep, I'm going to just kind of reminisce with her.
Mm-hmm.
As she's on her smoke break or whatever.
By this point, it's getting pretty late, so she's probably just cleaning up the bar. But she's more than happy to have this conversation to you while she's finishing up. And
Now, is it obvious that you wanted to do it alone, or
No, it was just like
Because I would
Hulda
definitely
had-
still sit
yeah.
there.
Hulda
If,
had said like that she wanted if I had any stories, and then I said that I had a bunch. So Pax is just gonna go over and talk about all of the demons or some of the demons that he's slayed.
Oh, I want to hear these stories.
All right, so
So yeah, I'm
Is-
like, if unless you're like, no, I'm gonna go over there alone, like Reikos would see you kind of sitting at the bar and he would join you. Unless you say no, don't be there or
No,
anything, he would join you.
Pax doesn't care. Pax will, you can be there if you want.
So, as the night turns into late night, regaling stories, you hear stories of Pax going in with a platoon of soldiers taking on demons of classifications you've never even heard of, Rakos. And just certain things, this demon's weakness, and how if you cut just right at the right spot, you can sever this, and she'll Holdo will return and regales of certain hunts, how she how her and her party managed to escape a dragon attack during the crisis 10 plus years ago. You hear how her and her party went to the capital of the Dola state in Dolasari, into what's known as the Red Quarter, to clear out the ruined city of some of the monsters that lurk there. And it just gets into late into the night, but eventually the fatigue does get to you. You find your way up to the cozy room where I assume by this point Ghost has lit the fireplace.
Oh yeah.
Nice heated room,
She's out on the balcony though.
fur blankets. And that's where we're going to end it tonight. Thank you all to everybody who tuned in to this episode. Always have such a blast, and especially after the stress of the last one, needed this to kind of wind down. You always need a good just shopping episode. Those are a necessity. Always. But before we head off, let me go like this and roll a dice. Alrighty. Rakos, can you thank our patron, please?
Ah, D4 fan, would you like to try one of these chocolatey drinks? I've heard they're quite nice. I didn't have one myself, but I'm sure Pax could tell you all about it. It's quite delicious. Also, thank you for your support. We appreciate it.
And as always, you can find us on Patreon. Link will be down in the description of the YouTube video. You'll get a bunch of cool benefits, such as being able to play games with me and any of the other cast members that hop on there. You might be in on some of the live streams. We'll see from there. And at the highest tier, you'll get those kinds of shout outs, as well as, of course, a permanent discount on everything in our merch store, as well as the inclusion of exclusive merch down the line. So yeah, that's gonna be all from us. And thank you all once again, and I hope you all have a fantastic night. Thank you, and goodbye.